like being 100% with. I'm already struggling to pay attention. I have all these disabilities already that I'm dealing with, and then I just, I feel like I like to be alert. You know what I'm saying? And that's I just rather stay sober for now. I did everything already. I've been through, going through hardcore drugs to getting in trouble with the law all the time.
What'd you smoke, meth?
Yeah.
Sick ass fool.
Yeah, man. It was actually when I first moved to Texas. I always said I never wanted to do drugs because
Texas fool's turning out the homie.
my oldest sister was she was actually a heroin addict.
Damn, that's
Young age.
intense, dude.
She was a runaway at 13, and she ended up in the streets here in downtown LA, actually. And yeah, she ended up being on drugs for a long time, and we saw that as the kids.
Did she bounce back?
She struggled with it for a long time, for a lot of years until she got better. Now she's good now. She doesn't do that.
That's right.
Older sister.
That's right.
So, but I give her props because I know she's been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? And only she knows and God knows. Like I tell her, you deserve a documentary like with your life. She's seen so much stuff being on drugs, and even me. Like I didn't do drugs for a long time. I did them for a little bit. I was young. I was still basically 18 when I moved to Texas, and I started working in this little restaurant in the country in Florida. It's called Floresville, the town. And I was working at this restaurant, and in the restaurant, I didn't know anybody there. I'm the new kid from California, and I see everybody there like going to the restroom, making trips, and we're doing like double shifts, working at the restaurant or whatever. And then one of them tells me, "Hey man, you want a bump?" And I'm like thinking like, "Damn, I never done drugs. I only smoke weed." I'm like thinking like, "Nah, man, I don't." And I'm like, I'm trying to make friends. So me being young and naive, I'm like, I'll take a bump. So they set me up in the restroom, right? They're like, "All right, we got you set up. You have a in the restroom, whatever, right?" So I go in, and when I see it, it's like this little crystally little line, like really, really tiny, small. But I was thinking it's gonna be clean, right? Turns out I don't know what the I'm putting in up my nose, and it turns out to be crystal. So when I do it, I'm like, it can taste nasty. It was like, and then I get real energy, high energy, what do you call it? Result on that I'm just feeling like, damn, I have a lot of energy.
Yeah, it just hit you.
Yeah, it hit me this is the first time ever that I tried it, right? So then I'm over here working, and I get quiet, right? So when I was doing that, I would get really quiet and I just work. So then I pull 2 shifts and I'm working, and then next thing you know, the manager, his name was Kyle, this white guy, he was the one that was giving us the bumps. So he tell us, if you stay another shift, we'll give you another bump. And there was kids there doing washing like dishes and stuff like that were only like 15 years old, man. We were all teens, and he was giving us this shit.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That fool Kyle was like really on that. It was a white guy. And basically
Kyle.
Yeah, I know, right? Kyle. So yeah, man. And then later on, I started seeing like how everybody was, bro. I'm like, yo, everybody getting affected by man. Like I saw people losing their houses, people like losing their kids.
That's an epidemic at the very least.
And I'm like thinking, damn, this is crazy, man. And one day I'm just looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, you know what? Like my parents came from Mexico to try to give us for them to search a better life. And here I am up. You know what I'm saying? So my parents never knew that I did anything. I was always very, very, how do you say, like I didn't tell nobody, not even my siblings knew. Like I would just do it on my own. Nobody knew about it. Me and the people that were doing it. First thing I did, I cut off all my friends that did drugs. So I cut them off. I didn't want to associate myself with them. You know what I mean? Second, I stayed sober. I decided that I wanted to be sober. I was like, I don't want to do this shit no more. And I started getting more into drinking after that. When we were there 1 year in Texas, the first year when we were in Texas, my oldest brother was in the Navy. He came to visit us, and he ended up passing away in a car accident, drinking and driving.
That sucks.
So my dad took it really, really hard. That was his junior, his firstborn. So then my dad started drinking heavily, and he ended up passing away 7 months later. He got a heart attack from drinking, and he had taken some painkillers, and it crossed him, and he passed away. So
sorry that happened.
Some tough years, man. Thank you, bro. But things like this, these are like things that we have to see and learn from them, and it sucks because it has to happen to others for us to learn. And I tell people, I'm not ashamed of what I've been through or what I've done, because I had to go through that to understand it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's never done drugs will never understand how ugly that is.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Not until you're there and how like rock bottom it gets you, like that's when you understand. Like, yeah.
If they could even bounce back to understand.
Exactly. Because, I have run into people that I knew back then when I was doing drugs, and they're still
Doing drugs.
Doing drugs, yeah.
Same exact shit.
Same thing, bro. And it's sad because they have families, they have kids that are gonna be growing up with that trauma. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
It's crazy. Have you ever admitted that?
Yeah.
These